Might as well, huh?
Hey everybody, welcome back to a night edition of Konversation with me, Rick,
And me, Nain.
and our very cool guest. This is a guy who we keep ragging on every time we talk about the show and how it started.
Pretty much.
This is Dennis Duarte.
Dennis Duarte, which is his second time here.
His second time
I
here.
requested this because I was not involved in the first one.
And you were missed.
I was missed.
I had to contend with
The
the
dynamic was different.
It was.
It was
I
more
didn't.
like you guys were talking philosophy and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't tell me anything about Dennis. So that's what we're here for today.
And folks, just so you understand, and let me give you a little backstory on Mr. Duarte. I met him a while back at one of the first gatherings we had, and this was in Sacramento.
Damn, that
And
was
I was introduced to him, I guess, through Mike Ruby, I think.
Was it Ruby or was it Nick Moreno?
Oh, no.
You introduced us to Nick.
It must have been Mike then.
Yeah, it must have been Mike.
And he said, "Oh, you got to meet this guy because blah blah blah."
Thank you, Mike.
Little did we know we were going to end up having to do this show on a regular because of him. Which, as you know, we're always bad mouthing you about it, but it was actually a heaven sent because
It was a good thing. It was a good thing.
We do enjoy what we're doing.
We really do.
We're having a blast.
Well, and I appreciate that. I'll take the ribbing in the way that it's given because, I'm all about, and you guys know this, I'm about good people doing good things together. That's
Right.
my whole mantra of life, right? And when I seen what you were doing with the colleague conversation, and what a lot of you folks don't know, Rick and I talk on a regular basis, like 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, my wife is starting to get suspicious.
So is mine. But anyway, but we were chatting, and I told Rick, I shared with Rick. I don't tell people anything. I shared with Rick. I did before and I got in trouble. I shared with Rick that you guys are doing good things. I said because I think you had a couple guests beyond me, and what I noticed in that is they lit up when they were talking about what they were doing.
Yeah.
And for the martial arts world out there, the ones in the martial arts world, if you're a grandmaster professor at that level, you're accustomed to being sought out and asked for your opinion about different things.
Oh yeah.
And then, but when you have the next echelon down, these are like the Mike Cardenases of the world, even like the Becca Rodriguez's, who's a first degree black belt.
Up and coming, yeah.
They have a story too.
Oh yeah.
And I've always said you give voice to those people. And that's what I love about Collie Conversation.
I still don't get it.
What's that?
No, I don't get it.
Yeah, we
We don't see it. Like
to us, it was just something to kill time.
Listen, we can do that. We can talk about Judy chops and ninja chops and cookies all day, but it's the human element behind it is why we do what we do.
yes.
But, and as we were moving along, because in the beginning, obviously, we had no clue what we were doing.
Right.
Wait, we have a clue now.
We still don't, but it's a little better now because we can
But it's
involve.
fun with you now.
It's better now because we involve other people. So
That's true.
it doesn't look so bad on us.
Yeah, we kind of bring them down to our level, right? Like,
Pretty
we
much.
really just.
But prior to that, when we didn't have any guests, it was just about talking about the bladed mind, how we work and how the things that we do. But that's evolved.
Yeah.
Now that we've had guests, we talk about the bladed, but
I was just going to say, and you do and you don't. Where I know you realize this because we and I talked about it. You may not realize this.
No, I don't.
But
I'm oblivious.
But when you guys are talking to other martial artists, and even like the piano player, the wonderful lady, the young lady that did the piano.
Oh yeah,
Sue
Sue
Cook.
Cook.
Yeah. You guys bring in martial components, and you talk about how the bladed mind utilizes that, and you make the connection.
Right.
And I love that. So to me, that's like, being holding rank in Kaji Kempo and just screaming through Grandmaster Green. Music's always been a part of our training, particularly on the Kaji Kempo side, because it's Hawaiian.
yeah, definitely.
But people don't realize when you incorporate music into the learning process, it opens up the receptors of the brain, so the learning takes place. That's why, and whether they knew it back then or not, or it's just fun to train to music. Music helps.
Like, hey, it's kind of boring, brother. There's something.
Exactly. It's like, too quiet, bro. Too quiet. You're flapping your lips. Oh. But no, and I love that.
One of the things that I take away from meeting you, and not to blow sunshine up your ass, because we would just never be able to fill it.
You just call me fat. that a
No.
shot?
No.
He said you had a nice ass.
That's
He said you-
Now you know why I want him here and not
good
doing
answer. Good answer. So everybody says. No.
We're not even like 5 minutes in.
I've been drinking.
But no, one of the things that I find is that you not only are a practitioner, an instructor, you share and all that, but you get a lot of people together because you are that kind of guy. You kind of looked at us, talked to me and Danny, and said, "Oh, you guys got to meet X,
You need to
Y,
meet
Z."
this person.
And then you didn't stop there.
We tried to get you to stop.
Yeah, but then you said, "Oh, go meet this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, go talk to that guy." And next thing you know, we become part of this tribe that you've created, which, to my amazement, I never thought could happen in the martial arts, and I'll tell you why.
I got to correct you. I did not create a tribe. The
Well-
tribe found each other.
Well-
No.
Yeah.
This is very, very important. So I got to for those who, I create nothing.
Right.
I don't. What I do is I see in people what most people don't see in themselves. That's my gift, and
That is true.
I support. Thank you, and that's why I'm a coach. You know, in the life coaching stuff.
That's
that I
why
do.
we're in this setting right now. We're on the couch being evaluated by our coach.
Really, I thought it was because I injured my back today with that tragic slot machine bowling alley accident. But
What are the wrong shoes?
exactly, I'm
Told
telling you, that hurt. But no, I see what people don't see in themselves. Not saying I didn't see that in you guys.
Right.
It's a sense thing, right?
No, I get it.
So
He said,
when
these guys are funny.
well, I'll tell you.
Here,
what,
make him laugh.
listen, I'll tell you what it is, and this has been my criticism of the martial arts for as long as I've been in it. And we've talked about this privately, so let me just make the public statement now. And I've seen this, and you guys know I go around a lot of folks in a lot of places, and I see some things. I see a lot of good things. I see some things I don't like, and this is one of them. Who's the martial artist that we revere?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, right?
Right.
And what's the reason we revere Bruce Lee?
Because we love his movies.
Yeah. And why
Yeah,
would-
it's more about the movies than it is about.
Yeah, because he was popular.
Right.
Yeah.
But from a martial arts perspective, what do we revere about him?
Oh, his martial arts.
Why?
Yeah.
Because what did he do?
His own shit.
His own shit.
Yeah.
And what was his famous line? You know, take what works and throw away the rest. I'm maybe
Right.
paraphrasing here. But we tell Bruce, Bruce Lee, right? Jeet Kune Do, Sijo, and that's fine. And God bless him for that
Right.
because he opened that door. But there was a lot of people before Bruce Lee who did that.
Dude, all of Kaji Kempo was created that way.
Well, I'm not going to talk about Kaji Kempo.
No,
like
but
that,
in-
but
yeah.
Kaji Kempo was created by 5 martial artists who came together, right? So to your point, I agree.
Right.
But here's the thing that upsets me about the martial arts as a whole. When somebody comes with something new, i.e. Danny and the Bladed Mind, however it came about, whether,
He slipped and fell, bumped his head.
him up his head, he
Vicious
dropped
came up his
acid or
head.
something.
Yeah.
Well, however it came about.
Yeah.
He also drew the flux capacitor, but that didn't pan out as well.
That did not. Yeah.
That'd be a good movie. But however that came about, he created this. This is a creation of Danny.
This is
right?
brainchild, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we as human beings are creative. We're supposed to be creative people. I
Right.
mean, whether it's a religious or spiritual or just a humanistic thing, we are supposed to create. Okay. But what I saw, not with you guys, but just in others, that people would come with what they want to share with the world, and it is a sharing,
Yeah.
and immediately they would be attacked. And I would always ask the question, well, why are you attacking this individual? I mean, his shit's no good, or this, that, and the other thing. I'm just like, well, have you vetted him? Well, it's
Right.
like, I don't need to. And I'm like, okay, wait, we got a problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Face
That-
value, you already
Yeah.
cut him off.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, let's put that in context. If I'm, excuse my back, I hurt my back today at a workshop we're doing up here in Reno,
Yeah.
or Carson City.
called
He
the
got
slot-
stabbed and
It's
he
called a
got...
slot machine.
Is it? you know you're not supposed to do that with the machines, right?
Well, I got to win somehow.
Oh.
But so
I hope you get something out of it.
Security came down and everything. It was hilarious.
well, hey, it's training, right? It's
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is, I don't want to go too far off the point, is that let's flip that, is that if we evaluate people that way,
Right.
what fucking good are we?
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. Because it's like, well, I don't like him. Well, what do you know about him? Well, I don't like him because so-and-so doesn't like him.
Whoa,
that
what?
happens. Yeah, we've all experienced this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not saying that this is happening in
But-
the martial arts world, but that's the
I
concept.
experienced that in middle school. Some
Yeah.
girl was like, "Oh, you're friends with so and so. I hate you." And it's like, "Bitch, you don't know me."
Well, that's the thing. So going to keep it in the martial arts context,
Right.
it's like, okay, so you guys brought the blade in mind. So I look at my instructor, my teacher at that time was Grandmaster Green when I first met you guys, and Nick Moreno was I think in the fold at that time with Green, and I love Nick's application of what he does. I mean, and Nick will tell you his stuff isn't nothing more than just the geometry of what he does. Now, I'm a smart guy, but I'm not smart like that. I have no idea when he starts talking about the geometry of everything.
Oh,
But I see the efficacy when he applies it. So there's something there.
Right.
So I started watching you and Danny do your stuff. And I'm like, okay, I like the way these guys move. I like what they're doing. And then I think it was you. It might have been Dan, but I think it was you because all you Filipinos look the same. Just kidding. Just kidding. We joke like that.
It's not true. It's not true. They do. We do all look the same, except some have less hair.
There you go. Hey, I shaved mine. I'm not losing it all.
It's
I
on
shaved
purpose.
some of
It's
it.
on purpose.
Yes, I shaved some of it.
So I can't remember which one of you said
Yeah.
this, but we were talking at the gathering, and I was doing something with the stick, and I think it might have been you because you said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm doing this." You go, "No, you're not. You're just moving your arm in a certain movement," and that kicked off the whole conversation. I'm like, "Okay."
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Explain that. No,
Sure.
no,
that's-
that's what
Oh,
went
yeah,
through
no,
your head. You were like,
right. "No, this is our number one."
Right.
And you go, "No, it's just the movement of the arm," and that just kicked off the conversation. And then as I progressed, just over time. Again, I'm going over time, a big timeline here, talking with Grandmaster Green and just kind of sharing. Your comments, but in training with him, and he's like, yeah, we're just doing this, we're doing that, it's this movement, whether you take the stick out of the knife, and I'm just like, oh, I get this.
yeah, because I hear Green said even earlier today he was saying something very similar in the sense of it's just movement. This is just training.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it like this in combat? No, you're going to do whatever the hell you need to do.
Exactly. So that just made sense to me.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, okay, well, I like what these guys say, and to the listening audience in the world out there, I'm nobody. I'm just a guy with a black belt. I got a black belt in Kaji Kempo, and I got rank.
And that's where I want to correct this.
And this is
silly
where
guy.
we both
Yeah.
disagree with him. And
Yeah.
before you get into your rant,
Yeah.
earlier you mentioned something that you didn't create anything. Okay, I can agree with you to a degree, to a sense that maybe you didn't bring all these people together, but I genuinely believe that in any social group of people there is a linchpin. There is a person that everyone else can connect to, and without that person, that group
Would never.
would fall apart.
Yeah, would never.
It wouldn't stay.
I'm gonna word parse with you. It's not a linchpin; it's a conduit. There's a difference. And here's the why. All right. So a linchpin means that I'm holding the group together, which I absolutely
agree.
disagree
I
with,
think
and that's not false
See, we
humility.
agree.
I agree.
Well, because you guys agree doesn't mean
But
you're
that's
right.
2 against 1.
Yeah. So you
I mean,
lost.
majority rules.
Okay.
It's our show.
Oh shit! Then we can do that.
We will edit this out just to make it seem like he agreed.
All right. Fair enough.
It'll be the first edit, but it will be an edit.
But I would like
so
to hear
watch
the
how
difference.
I prove them wrong.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
All right. So if I'm the linchpin, right? It means I'm holding everybody together, right? No.
Wait, let him
no,
finish.
no.
Let him finish.
My contention is I'm a conduit.
Okay.
Okay. If I'm a linchpin, I'm holding everybody together. If I, God forbid, die tonight, does that mean all the rest of you stop socializing?
I think so.
Yes.
Stop socializing with each other?
I think so.
You're not going to talk to Green. You're not going to talk to Atkinson.
Not to the extent that
It-
we
it's-
are.
No.
And
The
not in
fact
any
is-
bad way, but
No.
okay, go
But
ahead.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
So you're all going to stop being around each other. I have to disagree with that. See, I think.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
So you guys would never be at another gathering. You'll
I-
never go.
that's-
Hold on for a second. You'll never go to another Mike Cardenas workshop. By the way, Mikey, love your stuff. Mike Cardenas workshop. You're never going to go to that again. So here's the thing: when you go there as a conduit, just the open tube that everybody just travels through, I may have guided that grouping together.
Right.
But dude, I don't own it. I'm just a guy in the room with you.
And I think.
But that's what makes you the linchpin.
No,
I think
linchpin
you're-
means if I go away, it falls apart. I disagree with that.
And while I don't think that it would fall apart completely, I definitely think that there would start being more of a separation between
because
a lot of people in the group.
And I'll tell you why. Because in the thing you made up of the learning lab as an example, you stepped out for a little while.
I did.
And when you did,
Nobody
nothing
posted
happened.
shit.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
I was a little disappointed in that, by the way, because I've always told everybody in that learning lab that this is not my page, this is our
And
page.
yet
But-
you're that
but
important.
yet-
So
but
from
you're
that point, I see your point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't prevent you guys from getting, well, okay, now we're getting into the what if parts.
Well, yeah.
So, but and I don't want to bore the audience.
No,
with this
it
stuff,
doesn't prevent it, but
But the point I'm making is then you guys as a whole should not look to me as a leader, but just look to.
Oh, we don't.
No,
we don't.
No, you-
But see, but that's linchpinny. That's linchpinny though. That's why.
So
why,
maybe he used the wrong word.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, again,
Yeah. 'Cause
you
this-
know me. Words mean stuff.
He didn't bring out
Common
the thesaurus.
denominator?
Huh?
Common
He
denominator?
didn't bring out the.
I'll take common
the
denominator.
thesaurus.
See, but it drives my family crazy, and I apologize
Yeah.
if it drives you crazy. Words mean things to me.
Yeah.
So when you talk linchpin, I'm thinking of the actual.
The
thing.
actual, yeah.
Right.
So common denominator, I will take.
Yeah.
But no.
But I think you are a big part
Yeah.
of these groups.
There would be a huge shift.
Yes.
if you weren't around.
Oh, definitely.
And
A lot of people would fall off.
Not that we wouldn't, but I think certain people would stop showing up,
I think
and
I make-
eventually it would die out.
Okay, so I'll say it this manner, which I think we're in agreement with, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
Is I think I make it easier.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, then we'll just
Definitely.
leave that there.
All right, moving on. Next topic. What were you gonna say?
Because this isn't about me. This really isn't about me.
Well,
You know?
oh, today it is. This is all about you because I didn't get to have this conversation with you last time. Danny was in my
Fair
place.
enough. Okay.
So here's the thing. We've had several guests come on, obviously, for the last year or so. And
Interesting.
and just about every one of those guests who are in the martial arts, no matter who they were,
Oh yeah.
knew your name.
Why?
And held your name in really
really?
high regards. Great guy, always there, blah, blah. I mean, to Denise,
I love Auntie
Gomez.
Ron.
I mean, all of these people only good things to say. And
On camera.
and the way they say it is that this man is a heart of gold, blah, blah. I mean, all these things that they said, which leads me to believe that you are an integral part
Yeah.
of what's been going on.
Okay, as you position that, I'll capitulate and say, okay, I'll stipulate that. Okay,
You know what I
as
mean?
you're looking at that, I would say, yeah. But I want to be clear. I don't do it, and I know you're not saying that I do, but I want to be clear. I don't do it for recognition. I don't do it for
I don't
credit.
think so
course
either.
I'm the least important person in any
Yeah.
fucking room.
Yeah.
But that's why it works.
Yeah.
That's why you become valuable.
Well,
For people like us,
Yeah.
we feel the same way about ourselves.
yeah.
We just share because we want to, and if people want to hear, great. If they don't,
Yeah.
we're still gonna be there.
Yeah.
But isn't that worse?
And that's more rewarding anyway.
Well, here's my position on this, and extrapolate to life as a whole. If I can't bring good to a situation, two things: one, what fucking good am I?
Right. Yeah.
And two, why the hell am I there?
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, COVID's been a real blessing. I mean, absolute blessing in many, many ways.
Right.
But one of the ways is that it's forced me to, it's given me the opportunity to get off the road, which is my day job takes me on the road a lot, and to have the time to relax, rethink, readjust, re-engage.
Right.
And then when I do that, I do so with the understanding that, I'm not a kuya, I'm not a grandmaster, I'm not a professor.
Or not as you are, though.
No, and I appreciate that.
And we don't say that lightly, though.
And I know you don't. And
To us,
Dude, you are our big brother.
Well,
yeah.
And then
I'll
that's
tell you-
not a joke about your size. I'm talking about
Although,
I am on weight.
older brother.
Yeah, I lost 4 pounds.
Did you count your points?
Not today. Not this week. I think the beer has killed that. But I was actually having this conversation with Green in the room today. I just turned 57 last week.
Right.
And I posted something on Facebook recently, which
Wait, your birthday was recently?
Yeah, remember?
the 9th.
Happy belated!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yours
did
was,
I,
Yeah,
yours
the
was
week
recent
before.
too, right?
did I
Yours
say
was-
happy birthday to you?
You did.
You're
On
a
Facebook.
Virgo?
Yeah.
No wonder I like
That's
you.
why we get along, brother.
Hell
People love
yeah,
us.
shoot me now.
But
dude! You and my daughter
Daughter.
are about the same. Yeah, Damn Scorpios.
But you still love us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of
thank
course.
But
You guys are, yeah. Yeah.
but you know, at 57, I realized, and this was a hard thing for me because we walk around with these preconceived notions in our head. And we call them dreams when we were young, and it's hard. What?
I don't think you people understand exactly how hilarious that comment just was. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Continue.
No, you got to explain that one.
Well, you said these preconceived notions of ourselves.
Yeah.
We always have this sense of who we think we are,
Yeah.
and then every once in a while we clash with the person we actually are,
Oh, yeah.
and we have to really figure out some things in between those two.
Yeah. So I want to give
And
you.
you called it dreams, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe people did have aspirations to be a certain way,
Yeah.
and then they turned out to be
it's the
aliens.
Matrix idea.
What's that?
It's the Matrix idea.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the movie.
Okay, so Matrix.
He doesn't do sci-fi movies,
I know.
man.
So Matrix, an interesting film,
It
because
is,
they really thought out a lot of things in the human psyche.
Yeah.
It's not just a movie about computer game, whatever.
Ooh.
There's so much more deeper. And if
Like
you really
individual
look into,
perception.
yeah, and if you really look at this
I got to watch it now.
in the Matrix, or even in when people are on the computer,
Right.
the first thing they create is what? An avatar,
Correct.
right? And that avatar never looks like them in real life.
No.
It's
Neither
usually
is their Facebook profile
Right.
page.
but that's the thing.
You look so young.
They make themselves to what they envision themselves to be.
That's